We're very grateful when a client requests a leadership training proposal. We're very grateful when a client says, can you help us with the training program? We're excited about that, and we typically then ask the client, okay, there's kind of two ways of going about and approaching a leadership training program. Let me explain to you the two different ways, and we'd love to help you and serve you in the way that you feel best and most appropriate. The first option is actually what we call events focus, an event-based leadership training program. The second option is impact focus, and there's fundamental differences in how we go about doing this. An event focus, if you take a look right here, if we focus on the event, it is exactly typically a 1 day, maybe 2 day, even perhaps a 3 day program. A 3 day program will consist of lots of interactions, maybe some pre-work, lots of discussions, activities. There are different kinds of events that we have, lunch and learn sessions, which is mainly focusing on knowledge sharing. We also have half-day learning programs, which is half-day programs. Often we will share 2, 3, maybe even 4 different frameworks and leadership tools. Probably not a lot of chance to practice. It depends on the number of participants there. We can even do 1 or 2 day training programs, and about 50% of our engagements with clients are typically what we call 1-2 day workshops. We love these workshops. It gives the chance for us to share best practices, leadership tools, leadership frameworks, and perhaps there will be role plays, there will be some self-assessments, there will be some activities that will try to find opportunities to apply. 3 days or more, we've done a couple of this, and it can be very effective because in a 3-day workshop, it allows the client and us to work intimately to try to contextualize the program to not just the job itself, but the job-specific pain points and roles and how the leader has to cope with that. So leadership training programs can be event-focused. The event-focused leadership training programs, we tend to be able to measure the results based on what you may know as Kirkpatrick measurements, level 1, level 2. How was the program? What's your key takeaway? Very effective in doing that. The emphasis of an event-focused program tends to be on making sure that HR, learning partners, internal and external learning partners are able to curate the best curriculum, making sure everything from the venue and the learning experience is really optimal. Customization is a natural part of that program. The second approach of how we do business is actually impact focus. Impact focus is focused on what is the outcome. Many of our clients are starting to say, you know what, we love 1 or 2 day programs, but how do we measure results? How do we measure effectiveness? And how do we know that the leadership engagement and the leadership equipping and initiatives and intervention can drive organizational intentions and organizational KPIs, whether it's increase in sales, whether it's a reduction in operating expenses, whether it's being able to launch a new project or part of a change initiative. Typically with the impact-focused learning journey, it's exactly that. It's a leadership learning journey. It's structured, it's systematic, and the engagement and the involvement is at all 3 levels. The participants have just as much of a stake in making sure that this initiative is successful. They need to be able to not just say, here's what I can take back with me. They have to apply back in the workplace and demonstrate effectiveness at the workplace with business results often being able to be measured, believe it or not. The business sponsors have a stake in it as well because they're not expecting a 2-day program to solve all their problems. They're realistic. They continue to journey together with the participants, and the learning and the HR team are intimately involved in not just curating the best learning partners for this and the best programs, but co-designing the program. Not just customization, but what we call contextualization, which basically means everything is directly tied to the work of the participants at their daily job. We call it work-based assignments.